economy of the United States and especially the economy of Tennessee. And of course, Dr. Madu has given us some very, very interesting information in reference to that. Let's continue our discussion, Dr. Madu, in dealing with the numbers that you're dealing with here.
Yeah, like I said before, you have 250,000. So, foreign exchange program, students going overseas to study from the United States. That's a very large number. That's the largest number really of any other country sending students abroad. Some people might say, well, it's a small number, but it's not. Even if you look at the statistics I gave you, China, which has a population of almost over 1 billion people, yeah, has 100 and some thousand students sent to the United States. Then compared with about 250,000 American students
going
outside the country, even though they're not in one country. But, if you look at it statistically too, you find out that there are more Chinese students studying here than any other country in the world. There are more Indian students studying here than any other country in the world. So really this country attracts more foreign students than most other countries. So that's very important and significant. But like I said before, where I find some problems, in terms of our foreign exchange program from this country, is that it seems we are not encouraging more of what you call the so-called minority students to participate in these programs, either because of economic reasons or because the administrations in those schools have not seen it fit, to pursue, these programs, or lack of information. Any of those factors, would play a significant role. But like I said earlier on, TSU did a very good job a few years ago in getting foreign students here and building partnerships with foreign universities. Vanderbilt has always done that. That's why I have more foreign students there. And like I said about the benefits, the more foreign students you have in and the more exchange students you send out, the more the school benefits economically. Because a lot of these foreign students pay almost 2-3 times the school fees of,
Oh, so generally there's probably a different fee assessment in terms of foreign students. Would that be correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. In some schools, the foreign students pay 2 or 3 times what the average student from that state, the intuition, pays. So that's very important. That's why a lot of schools want them to come, because their school fees alone, balances the budget. A lot of the schools who are having some financial problems, even today, are those who've lost a significant number of foreign students. Yeah, because, for example, after 9/11, with the attendant security crackdown, visas and all this, from 2002 to 2005, there's a significant drop in the number of foreign students coming to the United States, particularly from the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt. They found it harder, and also like countries in Africa, Nigeria and the rest, find it harder for students to get visas here. Within those 3 years, when all these security measures were being implemented. So as from 2006, 2007, it started rising up again. So right now, more foreign students are coming in than before, after 9/11. 9/11,
everything went down.
Everything went down. And so a lot of schools started having economic problems because they started losing, a whole lot of students that helped them balance their budget.
And so in real sense, you continue to say that, so it's just that much of an economic impact on these institutions themselves.
That's correct.
Is that what we said?
Absolutely, absolutely. It has significant economic impact on those institutions themselves. Yeah, the larger the number of foreign students, the more money, that comes into, the school. And like I said, add the expenses from the, dependents and all that. So it's a significant chunk of some schools, their budget. In fact, it might make up half of some schools' budget. I mean, okay, for example, a school like University of Southern California, that has about 8,000 foreign students. Now add their school fees and all that, that's a whole chunk of that school's revenue. Remove those 8,000 students, there will be severe economic problems in that school. So a lot of schools started having problems between 2002, 2006 because of the slump.
Cut back on
Exactly, in the students coming in here with visas and all that. So to a lot of people, they did not understand, the need for foreign students. But when somebody explains these benefits to them, they realize what the role played by these schools in generating income for these schools where they are located. Now they have some benefits themselves too, So, but overall, the foreign students are not yet milking anybody. They are putting back as well as getting like everybody else. So it's very important, to understand that role that they play here.
Now you say that perhaps if some of these historical black institutions of higher education start perhaps recruiting more aggressively for foreign students, that they might be able to really increase their own budgets. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, if they aggressively recruit, foreign students, particularly from Africa, yeah, that would undoubtedly increase the budget of their schools and in other ways and enrich the schools. Like I said before, Fisk has about 25, foreign students.
And those foreign students really pay much more than the average student would pay for tuition, room, board, and everything else.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a lot of money,
Do you find that any of these institutions have problems in perhaps charge? And I know that some institutions charge what they call out-of-state fees for state institutions for students who live out of state. But do some of these institutions find any problems with charging all of these fees for these foreign students? I mean, is there no conscience kind of thing involved with it? They simply see it as a good piece of money?
Well, it's a good piece of money. They have to keep the school afloat. They have to pay their bills like everybody else, water and electricity and all that, and pay the workers. Yeah, so they have to make money somehow, while maintaining the institutions. So foreign students is one way that schools, make a lot of money now and balance their budgets. So if you withdraw a lot of students, now for example, like I said, you have 25 foreign students at Fisk University. Also about 25 here, 25, 45. Remove 10 or 20 students from there, you have trouble. That's a whole chunk.
That's a couple of salaries of something.
That's correct. That's some salaries right there for some people that they might have to cut down, even shut down the International Student Office to balance the budget. Yeah. So people have to look at the contributions of foreign students to the economy here to understand that they're not coming here to get anything free, as people think. They are also contributing. And that $20.2 billion is a whole lot of money they contributed there. In terms of job creation, that's a lot of employment there for people, 20.2 billion. And some states right now cannot do without that money being pumped in. And like I said, Tennessee is about 158 million benefit from there. Remove 158 million from the budget, that salary is for a whole lot of people.
Okay, Dr. Madu, of course, we're coming to the last last few seconds in this program. But I think that the information you've given really is eye-opening in a real sense. And I think that I'm almost sure that administrators have probably thought of that. And of course, we'll be back with our audience next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.